I say, how are you doing today? How are you doing today? It is your favorite rapper, the best film writer and director in St. Louis. Facts, award-winning published author, actor, journalist, actor, business owner, nominated artist, number one bestseller now, Lacey G. Soldier Turner. And so I was watching one of my favorite movies earlier, and one line that I found that was so profound in this film that I want to talk about. Y'all know I always try to drop knowledge and jewels on y'all is um what Miss North said. She said, "Are you YouTube like CG Soldier Turn?" Yes, I am on YouTube. Also, I am streaming live now on YouTube. Whoever wants to check out my YouTube, you can either, I think it's G Soldier. Go to YouTube, type in G Soldier or 4 feet off the ground, either one, and I come up. So remember, that's G Soldier with a U, GSOULDIER. So all together, I got a lot of like celebrity interviews, a lot of interviews with real people, also a lot of great content, everything on there. So, but yeah, man, I wanted to talk about. Say, I check y'all. Salute to you. Salute, salute. So I want to talk about attitude reflects leadership. And I just found that, so profound. Attitude reflects leadership. And you might be like, what does that mean? So, what I found in life, when you are a leader in anything, in any business or anything, you have to have the right attitude to be that leader. You know how they say, many people want to be entrepreneurs and all this, and then you be like, a lot of people just put that title, I'm an entrepreneur, I have my own business, and then right out the gate or something, they just close down or quit after a month or two or something like that, because a lot of people don't have that leadership quality. I even seen businesses or people just period who, let's say for instance, let me break this down. So let's say for instance, something that I've seen before, period, or that I know of. Let's say that you have I know it's a lot of people here who say they are photography companies. I say that who do pictures or videos. They do photography and all this type of stuff. And this when I say attitude reflects leadership. I done seen plenty of people where you say they book you for their business. You done pay them all your money, all this type of stuff. They promise you and guarantee that they can do something for you. They have your pictures back or something this by this time, and then they don't do it. Then all of a sudden they start ignoring your calls. You be like, "Hey, where my pictures at? Hey, you promised me this." They ignoring your calls. They not answering your message. It was good. They took your money when you wanted to pay, but they not giving your service back on time. Things like that are not leadership qualities. So now, if you have this so-called business you have, so now people are spreading the word of mouth, the rumor, all that type of stuff. We'll get into that too, just back and forth. And now your business is going down instead of you being a leader and calling these people back, say, "Hey, I know I promised you that I can give it this time. Unfortunately, I have a lot of work. Can I give it to you at this time? And then for future references, here go a coupon or something, or next time you get 10 or 15% off." You see things like that express leadership qualities in people. I remember I seen this one lady, I guess here, who was doing prom dresses, and this one um, team was hitting her up. Her and her mom was hitting her up like, "Hey, you said you was gonna do this. I only got prom once," and she's ignoring her calls or giving her the runaround because I think she probably was taking in too much business. So instead of her being like, "Hey, this is too much. Hey, I'm sorry," not giving this female an option to like try to go get her dress done somewhere else. Those things like that, attitude reflects leadership. So you have to have the right attitude in any business or trying to be a leader. So to talk about myself for a little bit. So, me, I am a man of many talents, as you know. So I look at myself as a great leader, and I will tell you why. So to stick on the topic again, attitude reflects leadership. So you being a leader of anything you do, like my company, 4 Feet Off the Ground Productions, I am the leader of that company. So when I do a film or whatever, I have to be the head over all these different people, over producers, assistant camera people, the cinematographers, the actors, the audio people, all these different people that you're responsible for being over. Of course, everybody else got their things that they do, but being a great leader, you have to know how to handle this. You have to know how to have great sets. I don't know. I've seen plenty of film sets where the morale is down because the supposedly leaders didn't do what they had to do to make their people feel great, or to make their people feel amazing or motivated to want to do this job. And I think that's a great quality that I have in me. I've done about, I think, 16 films now, and each one of them was great because as a leader, I knew how to, okay, identify the people who I felt would be great. I sit down with them, I talk with them before I cast anybody or hire anybody on a gig. I look at their personality. So you have to do that and leader qualities. You just can't run out and be like, all right, I'm just getting anybody. We finna do this and all that type of stuff. So attitude reflects leadership. Also, even like some recently I've been going through with something I'm doing. I just say even a podcast I'm doing. So another thing as a leader, you can never, and this was make a great leader. I'm gonna say that you can never go off emotions. You know, like a lot of people go off emotions when they making decisions instead of be like sit back. You have to have a cooler head when you're trying to do something out there. And like for you have to sit back and be like, okay, and analyze the situation. Because like when you're like trying to lead a lot of people, it's different personalities. You have to think about that too. It's a lot of nobody has the same personality, period, which makes us great, which makes us as human great. So let's say if you're the leader of a team, period, like I said, even just to use my film stuff, let's say I'm the leader of a team. Like they got coaches for football, coaches for basketball. It's all these different personalities. And what makes a great coach is being able to handle all these different personalities, knowing what each person is, and being able to hone it and make sure that you have a great team, team of people. When you look at like for instance, Golden State Warriors, one of my favorite teams. You already know my favorite basketball team. Like for instance, when they was just in the playoffs, I love this. A lot of ego stuff was going on, a lot of bickering, arguing, and mind you, these are millionaires. You know what I'm saying? We as when we have groups of people, we have our everyday 9 to 5 people, but you got to look. It was some big. These is millionaires right here. All the money in the world. They in the playoffs, right? Arguing. I ain't getting this much time. He think he better than me. He think he doing this. Just all these people arguing bitter. They on the same team. Now, mind you, they're on the same team. And this is one of the things how I looked at this when I just look at the situations that I go through, period, with any of my team of people. So, mind you, these people are on the same team. Steph Curry, who's a great leader, attitude reflects leadership. He went on his bus. He told everybody, hey, look, we all in this together. I don't care if y'all arguing, all this type of stuff. Whoever don't want to be a part of this team, get off the bus right now. I don't care if you play 0 minutes, if you play 1 minute, if you do this, get off the bus now if you're not a part of this team. All that ego stuff, you got to get on her because you messing up what we have going on right now. Not one person got off, and guess what? They won that series. And you know what that was? That was leadership. So that's why I say when I say attitude reflects leadership, you have to know how to deal with people. You cannot call yourself a leader if you do not know how to deal with different personalities. Attitude reflects leadership. Once again, I'm going to keep saying that attitude reflects leadership. So that's one thing about me, like I've learned in life, even coming up the years. That's why I'm able to do what I do now when I have a team of people, like I said, whether it's actors, whether it's my podcast panel, whether it's people I work with, clients online, the newspaper, a journalist, everything. Like I learned how to deal with people. I learned how to become a leader and be like, okay, how can I handle this situation? With any of these situations, you have to take back, you have to sit back and reflect on everything. Because you know, do you know how so many people wind up dead, like getting shot with guns and all this type of stuff, because they do this emotions in the blink of an eye. And before they know it, they sitting in jail, or before you know it, the spirit coming out of your body, you dead over a decision that you did not take time to reflect on. Period. And that's how we all are in life. And that's what makes a great, phenomenal leader. When you can, because you're gonna get, like I said, even on a team, like I said, go back to the Golden State Warriors, Steve Kerr, they coach. Just imagine all these people coming to him. Hey man, I don't like this person. Hey, you need to kick this person off the team. Hey man, this person getting on my nerve. Just imagine all these people coming to him, and he be like, okay, I'm the coach. I have to lead my team. Let me sit back and reflect, and okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Not going off emotion. Just imagine if he goes off emotion, he probably won't have a team left. Hey man, this person think he don't want, he think he ain't getting no playing time. Kick him off the team. Your ego think you bad. Kick him off the team. Attitude reflects leadership. Once again, in order to be a leader, you have to have those qualities and you have to have those traits. You can't say you want to own this company and then you're not able to handle it. Also, you have to, one thing, this right here is kind of, I guess, tricky because, anybody know me, they know I'm a person. I don't give a care what nobody think about. Period. Period. But also, if you're, and this is another leadership quality. So if you are working for somebody, just say, if you're in their business and they want you to do something, your attitude can't be, oh, everything, no, I ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So let me break this down so I can let y'all know what I'm talking about. For instance, let's take Ja Morant, for instance. Okay, Ja Morant, y'all know the basketball player. So the NBA has rules where, you know, even if you don't want to be a role model, they have the rules and things set in place for you to be model citizens or whatever. So, as we already know, Ja Morant was getting caught with guns and all this type of stuff. So the NBA, they have their guidelines, and he didn't follow those rules. So when you're in somebody's business, you have to have that attitude where, like, hey, I don't even care. They want me to do this, even when you on your own time. Like, they're giving you these millions of dollars. So if it's in a contract that, hey, you have to do this, then you have to abide by those rules. Period. Or stop playing in the NBA, then you can do what you want. So me as a person, also, like, I don't be caring what nobody think about me either. Like, I'm like, whatever, I'm gonna do what I want to do. So I'm a journalist for one of the papers I'm a journalist for is the St. Louis Argus. So I was, oh yeah, so I had did I think it was the top 10 slave films that they wanted me to do and put videos together. So, me, as I consider myself an activist, I put scenes of the slave movies in there. And then it was one of the scenes where I think it was Rosewood, and they showed, the character hanging from the tree on a horse or whatever, and they was like, that's probably gonna be bad for our sponsors. We don't want to show that type of stuff. I could have had an attitude like, what? Forget y'all. I'm doing this anyway. Y'all got me messed up. You know what I'm saying? But me being a leader, you have to be like, okay, this is their company. This is what they want to do. And I will abide by those rules. So you have to think as those leadership qualities also, when to pick and choose of what to do. So basically, I changed that for them. And, I know they look at me as one of their top journalists or whatever. And I know they probably was like, because they know how passionate I am about everything I do. So I know they probably like, oh, well, maybe now that we told him to do this, he finna stop rocking with us, which I didn't. And by me doing that though, by showing my leadership skills for that, I know they respected it more, and I have got even more just great work and all this type of stuff. So um, one thing as a leader with the attitude reflects leadership is you can never go off emotions. I want people to know that so many people go off emotion, period, get angry and all that. You know why I call myself the Zen master? Because it takes I can't even say it. It takes a lot to get under my skin. Like I think I am like 99.9% in peace at all time. It takes a lot. Can't nobody rattle me. Like I have to build myself up like that. And that's a part of being a leader. That's a part of leadership skills also. Knowing, identifying and knowing somebody's trying to get under your skin, or if somebody's trying to agitate you, or somebody trying to, piss you off, or trying to do you wrong or something. So it's all about identifying also. So yeah, I want to just yeah, attitude reflects leadership. If you want to do anything, if you want to be a business owner, if you want to do films, if you want to lead anything you want to lead, even lead yourself, you have to have the right attitude. Period. So it's so many times where people they get cocky and arrogant and excuse my I ain't gonna use the S word, but they S on the people while they go up to the top, and then need those same people when they coming down or fall down. Period. And you know why? That's because of their attitude. Their attitude did not reflect leadership. Like anybody who knows me knows that I'm there for people. Like if you ask me for advice, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna do all that. Look at my boy. Yes, people confuse emotions with business. That's right. It's the biggest problem, and that's real talk. You cannot put emotions in business. You can't get mad if um somebody, like, if you feel you let's say you feel you friends with somebody, right? You be like, oh man, we best friends, bro. Oh man, you got my back all the time. I know here. And then you say he be like, hey man, I need you to invest $100 in my business. I know this business go blow, and you be like, nah, I can't do it. I don't believe it. And you can't get no attitude because this person don't want to invest in you. You can't be like, oh, that's messed up. I do it for you. Blah blah blah. You have to take your emotions out of business. It's been plenty of times where people that told me, like, I interview a lot of celebrities, right? Like I feel I am like a top journalist when it comes to celebrity. It's been plenty of times where celebrities I want, who I hit up, and I be like, hey, I love to interview you, and they be like, oh nah, do this. I'll be like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be like, oh, forget you then. You know what? That's okay. You see all this stuff I'm doing, you gonna need me. You know what I'm saying? I have to respect it. Like, you cannot go in life expecting thing or feel you're entitled to things. I say that you cannot feel you're entitled to stuff. What's good with it, Andrew Berger, my boy? Yes, you cannot go in life like feeling entitled to things. Period. That's another thing of attitude reflects leadership. A lot of people, yeah, like you'll be surprised by how many people just feel like they're entitled to things. Period. Now, me, as I say, anybody know if they ask me for some, if it's in my power, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the attitude that I have. I'm all about people, helping people out. If they ask me for advice or they come, like even my boy on here, my boy Raw on here, he came to me a while ago. He like, hey man, how you be getting these people? You know what I'm saying? How you do this? I gave him the information. I didn't say, oh no, man, trying to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people like, I guess, feel just hateful, envious, jealous. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you trying to do? Why you trying to step up? No, like it's enough out here for everyone to eat. I'm a person who wants to see everybody succeed. Period. And that's the attitude I always have. And by having that attitude, I'm telling you, by having a great attitude, once you put stuff in the universe, God opens those doors for you. If you put positive attitude in your stuff, you will open. God will open the doors for you. I know it's a lot of people who go by the laws of the 48. Was it the 48 laws of power? That book is very evil and dangerous. So I see a lot of people in business, and that's why a lot of people in business do evil practices. And it's been business all the told me, hey man, sometimes you gotta be grimy. Like this is people actually be saying this, like you gotta get grimy sometimes. You gotta do underhanded things to succeed. I remember even in that book, it was a law on there and said have others do all the work and take the credit. Like what? Crazy, bro. Crazy. And this is like a real thing that they teach it in this business world. Have others do the work and take all the credit. Bro, that book even in the book. So that's why I go off when I say attitude reflects leadership. I go off of how I feel. Like don't let nobody control the way you're supposed to that you feel you supposed to do in business, how you supposed to feel. Don't let a book control you. When you read these books, because I do read a lot of books. I came from myself. I read like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think Rich, Grow Rich, Richest Man of Babylon. I done read a lot more. So once you read these books, eat the meat, eat the meat, throw away the bone. Y'all know what that means. Get the stuff that's useful to you and then get rid of the rest. If you feel like something is wrong, don't be like, oh, well, this book says so. Obviously, they telling the truth. Don't think like that. What my boy say, 50 cents book, oh yeah, the 48 laws of power. Author is good too. Called, oh yeah, I read that too. So even with these books, even with those laws, take away the laws that you feel are good for you and throw away the other ones. Don't feel like, oh, I gotta obey it. But just because somebody wrote it, don't mean that it's law. You know what I'm saying? Just because this man, everybody has their opinions and all this. I can go write a book right now. 50 laws of G Soldier. Just because I say these laws don't mean that it is law that is accurate, that hey, we gotta follow this. Eat the meat, throw away the bones. Get what you feel that is better for you. Attitude reflects leadership. I have had a lot of successful films in the theater, and it's due to my leadership quality. Like I built a great fan base, and it's because people believe in me, people trust in me. They know I'm not gonna steer them wrong, and it goes further to my leadership qualities for myself. What my boy say? Absorb what is useful. Yep, facts. Real talk. You have to absorb what is useful to you. When I read all these books, like I said, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, to me, that's one of the most profound books, period. Once I read that book, I became, I think, my mindset became way more powerful than I thought it could ever be. Because I was thinking like, Rich Dad, Poor Dad gets you out of the mindset of thinking like a poor person. Before then, I was thinking like, I used to think $1,000 was a lot of money. Like, oh, it's not. Like once I got out of that mindset, so I took that book and it helped build this mindset of even being a leader. Attitude reflects leadership. So yeah, so the main thing is like never go off emotion. That's what I wanted to tell people, especially when you're trying to be a leader. Never add emotions to you. You always got to think for you. Sit back and reflect. I say that. Just sit back and reflect on things. Period. And it'll make you it's gonna make you a great leader, I promise you. It might be people mad at you, and when it's happening, they may blah blah. But in the end, trust me, they're gonna love you because you're doing something right, that you believe in. Attitude reflects leadership. I can't say it enough. I feel I am a very powerful leader. I am the Zen master. But for real, though, I feel I'm a very powerful leader, and I continue to grow at it all the time. Like all these things I learned from in school, life lessons and stuff that I implement right now. Like when I be the leader of a lot of people, things that I've learned, problem solving things, all this, I've learned that even how I handle things now. Period. I done had look, yeah, I done had ultimatums and all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Period. Hey, if you kick this person off of this, then I done had all these ultimatums. But me as a leader and being level headed, you know, I have to do what's right and do that I feel is best. And then like another thing, part of attitude reflects leadership. Talk stuff out with people, when you go through something. You know, people don't know a lot of things can get settled if you talk stuff out. If you got a crew, get a lot of people together. If you got, like I said, a field crew, a basketball team, a football coach, if anything, get your people to get your squad together. If y'all get into heated like arguments or something, like, hey, look, how can we get over this? What's the problem? What's the issue? Period. Attitude reflects leadership. Once again. So, yeah, man, that's all I gotta say, man. Just I always want to drop y'all a little knowledge, drop some little nuggets that I do, anything that I've been through in life. I always try to drop that, and then that today was just very profound to me because I was watching Remember the Titans, and they was going back and forth. So I just wanted to talk about how attitude reflects leadership. You know, because he definitely told him, he's like, "You the leader, right?" He said, "Your people ain't blacking. They ain't blacking for us, right?" He said, "That's the wrong attitude to have." He said, "Attitude reflects leadership." And he was like, "You right." So you have to make that change. So that's all I got to say, man. Make sure never go off emotions. Always be right. Do your customer. If you in a business, do your customers right. It'll go a long way. You'll be surprised how much a, a phone call will help your customer if they not trying to track you down, if they feel like you're ignoring them and all this type of stuff. That's why they say customer service is important. You'll be great if you were like, "Hey, I know I told you I can do this at this time, but I cannot do it in this time frame. I apologize. I can give it back to you at this time. And since this is on me for the future, next project, I can give you 10, 15% off, or, something just period. Learn how to talk to people, learn how to communicate. Communication is a key thing in being a leader. Communication. So all right, man, I ain't gonna talk y'all ears off no more. Y'all know to listen to Lacey, man. I finna start doing a lot more. A lot of people be wanting me to do my listen to Lacey's dropping out. I get these all the time. They were like, "Hey, when are you gonna do another listen to Lacey?" This stuff be helping us. So even if it helped one people, I said one person, I done done my job. Period. So yeah, man, make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel G Soldier. 4 feet off the ground, whatever. Just type in the name, man. Y'all see my YouTube channel. I got a lot of celebrity interviews on there. Just tune into my podcast. I have many different podcasts that I do, but the main one we do Monday nights, Uncensored Conversation. I've been doing it for years. It's never going anywhere, period. Regardless, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be there to stay, period. So Uncensored Conversation, we talk about all topics. If y'all go on there, y'all gonna be like, "Hey, this is a dysfunctional family," but it is a great dysfunctional family because everybody, has their own personalities and everything. So, um, salute to all the day ones. I got my Pull Up the Curtain with G Soldier podcast. It's when I interview all the celebrities. We got the Battle of the Sexes. Everybody love that. Got the lipstick where it be just the women. I'll be have a woman panel and I let them get their issues off. I ask their questions. We got barbershop talk where it's all the men, the men getting their issue off. So yeah, man. So man, just stay tuned, man. I got a lot of stuff coming up that just cover NASCAR. Working on my new comedy film series right now. I might have to get my boy Andrew Berger to come help out with that up in this pool. But yeah, it's called Uncensored the Stage. This is part two. I did part one in like I think 2018 or 19, one of them. So yeah, this part two is for to be crazy because part one, a lot of the skits was done like we was winging it, coming up with stuff then and there. Some of the skits was well thought out, and those was the funniest one. What I'm saying? So with this, I'm taking my time now, so I done wrote some of the most crazy, funniest skits that the people will love, man. Salute to all my supporters, team boys, everybody, man, who been rocking with me, man. I appreciate y'all for real. Like I have a lot of supporters, fans, and people who supported me, man. Y'all gonna always be there. I day wars, I would never let y'all go out my life, man, because y'all support me like from the beginning even until now. As I continue to grow, it's good to see the people who was there from the beginning. It's those same people that leaves you comments and be like, hey man, I'm proud of you. You're doing your thing. Congratulations. Like they still follow me. They still coming out when I got a premiere. They still get their tickets. Anything I'm doing, like they do it. They really do support. So I really appreciate y'all, man. So that's it, yeah, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm trying to blow that up brick by brick up in this piece. So I've been building it up slowly. So salute to everybody who didn't subscribe. And that's it, man. I'll talk to y'all later, man. G Soldiers out this piece. It's your boy G Soldier Bars. All right, man. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. We out this piece.